Hey YouTube, Common Collector here, and today I have a very exciting deck profile for you. Today we're going to be doing a Kuriboh Brothers deck profile. So Kuriboh just got really amazing support in the new Brothers of Legend set. You can pick up basically the entire core for probably under $10, and then there's just all of the extra stuff. So today is going to be a budget deck profile. There are a few other ways, like with Pot of Prosperity, that you can boost up the power level of this deck. So if you guys want to let me know down in the comments if you guys would like to see a more competitive build of this, I would be more than happy to do that. But for now, this is like a very good budget build to start with. And then depending on what the power level you want to go with and how much money you want to put into it, you can definitely go that route. But without any further ado, again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Like the video. And just let me know in the comments what you guys thought about this. Links to all of the extra stuff is going to be down in the description below. How to get to my TCG Player store, TCG Player affiliate link, and all that other good stuff. But anyways, starting off here, we obviously have our 3 copies of the regular Kuriboh. This is like the Advent Calendar version of him, which was reprinted in the Brothers of Legend. So all of the Kuriboh stuff in here is going to be from Brothers of Legend. So I think that's really cool that they printed basically the whole core. So, but this doesn't really need much explanation, but you really want to play 3 copies of it so you can get off the most advantage with your stuff like Multiply and all that stuff. Then first for our Kuriboh Brothers, we have 2 copies of the Kuriboh. Now, not all of their effects are super duper relevant, but I do want to say that with Kuriboh, he does sort of have like an honest effect where you can discard him from the hand in order to target a Kuriboh monster and then boost its attack power by 1500, which does come up every now and then. It's not super relevant, but if you're trying to attack over with your Babylon, it can come up sometimes. Then he also has another effect where he can like search for Curry Bandit, but we are not playing Curry Bandit in this build. Just in particular doesn't really help. Then we have our 2 copies of Curry. So I just, again, I'm playing like 2 copies of each of the brothers just because you don't want to see them too often, but it's nice to have 1 extra copy of each of them in case your opponent's playing something like Shen Shen or something that's going to be banishing a lot of your stuff. He does have an effect where he's able to discard a trap card and do some stuff, but we're not playing any traps in this build. It basically makes your opponent lose 1500 attack. In a more competitive version, I would maybe play like Infinite Impermanence, but again, this is just the budget version. So if you want to play Imperm or something in here, I just don't see myself really very often discarding an Imperm in order to lower my opponent's attack by 1500. But yeah, overall, that effect could come up every now and then, but we're just not playing any traps. 2 copies of the Kuriboh. So with this monster, when this card or another Kuriboh monster you control is destroyed by battle, you can add 1 spell or trap from your deck to your hand that lists Kuriboh. I don't think that there's any traps that list Kuriboh in its card text, but you would be able to search for like your Flute of Summoning Kuriboh, Multiply, Detonate, I believe. So like overall Kuriboh is still really good. Then like the main one that really helps the deck push off is the Kuriboh, because with Kuriboh, when you have the Ba, Bi, Bay, Bo, and Boo, sorry, you sound so crazy when you say all their names in sequence, but when you have Babe, Boo Baby, whatever all their names are, you're able to tribute all of them from your field and or hand, and then you're able to get out your Curry Babylon. So Curry Babylon is sort of like the heart and soul of the deck, what you're trying to like go for. So basically with him, if you have more monsters in your graveyard than your opponent, you're able to just like normal summon him onto the field, which is really cool, or special summon him to the field, sorry, which is very nice to be able to get him out. Then also, like I said, you're able to get him out with all of these guys, but then also he's a little bit like Valkyrion, the Magna Warrior, where you're able to send him back to your hand, and then you get all of the materials that you used back onto the field. So it just helps you to like basically get all of them out with, you know, and then use Kuriboh to get Babylon onto the field, and then you put Babylon back to the hand. Now you basically just have an extra monster in your hand. So it is just kind of cool how that all works, just to be able to maybe use him for discard fodder, or if you have, like if your opponent had like a negate on all of your stuff, and now you can wipe them clean or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, overall, it's just nice to be able to get that extra resource into your hand, because the none of these cards really do too much on their own. You really need the hand and field advantage as much as you can. Then we're going on into our 3 copies of Kuriboh, which also was reprinted. It's not really part of the Kuriboh Brothers, but it is a really great Kuriboh card. So at the end of the battle phase, you can discard this card to target 1 monster in your graveyard, destroyed by battle, and sent to the graveyard, and then you're able to special summon it back to the field. Or the really good effect that this card has is that when he's in the graveyard, you can banish this, and then during your opponent's battle phase, when they declare an attack, then you're able to special summon as many Kuriboh monsters from your graveyard as possible. So he's basically a soul charge for the deck, and all of the Kuriboh brothers have the stipulation that they're treated as a Kuriboh card. Now, the one thing that you need to keep in mind with this is that they're not treated as Kuriboh, you know, like not like how like Harpy Ladies, like the Cyber Harpy Lady and like Harpy Lady 1, 2, and 3, they're all treated as Harpy Lady. But these are just treated as Kuriboh cards because they're not, yeah. But, so basically it's just important to make sure that you know that you can get these back with, like, Kuriboh and all that stuff. But, like, when you use stuff like Multiply and Detonate, it has to be with the actual original Kuriboh, because these are just Kuriboh cards, not the actual Kuriboh. So, then we're going to move on to our 2 copies of our last Kuriboh, which is going to be the Wing Kuriboh. Just an extra body to go into. It's nice to be able to, like, bring him back to the board, like with your Kuriboh and stuff. That way, if your opponent's going to try to push for game, you can save your life points for the turn. Then getting on, we have our 3 copies of Red-Haired Hasty Horse. This is just a really nice, easy, cheap option for this deck. The reason why you play this is because with your 5-star Twilight, the new spell card, you have to tribute a level 5 monster. And if there's no cards in a certain column, you can just you can normal summon this card to the field. Sorry, special summon. That is a special summon. So you can put this onto the field with no tribute or anything, and it's just really nice to be able to get that free level 5 monster. Then we're going on into our 2 copies of Effect Veiler. I just like playing 2 or 3. You know, you could even play this at 3, but just an extra way for you have an extra level 1 in the deck. It's just a good hand trap overall. And also with the Kuriboh, not that this would probably ever come up, but with Kuriboh, again, if you have more monsters in your graveyard, you're able to special summon him onto the field. So it would probably not happen very often, but like if your opponent like summons Alistair the Invoker or something, and you like Effect Veiler its search or something, and then they just pass, I don't really, maybe that's a bad example, but like if something happened where your opponent had a bricky hand and you were able to Effect Veiler, you get a setup in your graveyard. Well, I mean, I guess now your Kuriboh is free to take place on the board, so wouldn't come up very often, but still the Effect Veiler is very nice in here. Then getting on into our spells, we have our 3 copies of 5-star Twilight. This card is what gets the deck going. It has so much gas power. So with this card, if the only monster you control is a level 5 monster, you tribute that monster, special summon all 5 of the Kuriboh brothers onto the field. They can't be used for tribute summons, but that's fine. We don't really need to do that. So it just helps you to get all 5 of the brothers out there. Then you can use like the Ba to search for the Babylon, like I mentioned earlier. Then our next really good Kuriboh card is going to be our 3 copies of Multiply. This card is incredible. I always want to play this at 3 because if you have a bad hand where you can't get into your 5-star Twilight, Multiply is going to help you to maybe be able to dig through the deck a little bit to find it, or just, you know, get like 5 free bodies. So with this card, you tribute it face up Kuriboh and then special summon as many Kuriboh tokens as possible. So you can generally get 5 tokens off of this and then use them for link plays, which is really cool. Then 2 copies of Detonate. I wanted to play this at 3, but it just doesn't come up as often as I'd like to. Mainly because you're mainly using your Kuribohs and Kuriboh tokens for your link plays, but with this card you're able to blow up as many Kuribohs or Kuriboh tokens as you have, and then blow up as many of your opponent's cards equal to that number. So you're and these are both quick play spells, so you're able to do some really cool shenanigans during your opponent's turn. Then going on into 2 copies of Flute of Summoning Kuriboh. This helps you special summon your Kuriboh or your Kuriboh or Wing Kuriboh from your deck, either special summoning it or adding it to your hand. Then the next godsend for this deck is our Left Arm Offering. This card is just really, really pivotal for the deck. If you don't see your 5-star Twilight, or like if you don't see your Kuriboh in your opening hand or something, and you want to use Left Arm Offering to search for your Flute of Summoning Kuriboh or something like that, I don't know. I just really, really like this card. It helps you so much to dig for the cards that you need, especially if you can't afford Pot of Prosperity. One copy of Instant Fusion to be able to get out your Invoked Raging for your level 5 monster, 1/1 for 1 Monster Reborn for some recovery plays, 1 copy of Upstart Goblin for consistency, and then 1 copy of Called by the Grave to round off this 40-card deck. Called by the Grave also just really nice in here to be able to, you know, you can even pop out one of your opponent's monsters from their graveyard for your Curry Babylon, but also just to make sure that all of your searches go through. For our Link monsters, we're playing quite a bit of the Link ones, so we have obviously our Link Kuriboh in here, the now reprinted Relinquish Anima, now in Secret Rare in Brothers of Legend. Again, just nice that we got some of these reprints. And then 1 copy of Link Spider just to link away a token so you can get a new name. Then we have our 1 copy of Wee Witch's Apprentice, a lot of dark monsters in this deck, so it just makes sense to play that. 1 copy of IP Masquerena, that's maybe the most expensive card in this deck, so this is where maybe your budget, you know, might get a little tight, so if you can't afford IP Masquerena still, you could go for anything like Decode Talker or another Link 2. 1 copy of Geonator Transverser. This is sort of a gimmicky deck, so you might as well play as many gimmicky cards as you can, and Transverser and Anima really make it so your opponent, their zones are like a lot more in danger. So with Relinquished Anima, your opponent's extra monster zones and like what's above them are kind of at risk. And then with your Geonator Transverser, basically anything to the top right of those extra monster zones is also in danger. So they can just really help with some cool plays. We have our Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Unicorn. Also, these are nice little draw engines for the deck, to be honest, because you have so many bodies. You can easily go into like a Nightmare Unicorn and then Nightmare Phoenix to draw one. And you can even find a way to like get Saryuja on board, Phoenix, and then Nightmare. It's crazy what this deck can do as far as like draw power. 1 Appaloosa, 1 Borosword Dragon. I tried getting as many of the ghost rares out here as I could, just so you guys could see how your budget options would go. 1 copy of Mech Knight Evermax. This card is really, really powerful for this deck as well. 1 copy of Saryuja is so good in here because you just use like Multiply or your or you activate your 5-star Twilight and then do all of your Kuriboh Brothers stuff, and then Saryuja can help you dig through the deck for your Multiply or your Detonate or whatever. 1 copy of Lyrilisque Ensemble Robin. This card has actually gone down in price significantly, so I felt comfortable enough putting it in this budget deck profile. But yeah, overall, Ensemble Robin, really, really nice in here. 1 copy of Fucho, just to be able to defend yourself, and then 1 copy of your Invoked Raging. So now what I would like to do is do a quick little combo for you guys, just to sort of see what this deck can all do, what Saryuja can do for this deck. So I'm going to get shuffling, and we'll be back for the combos really quick. Alright, so I got the deck nice and shuffled up here. This is take 1. We're going to see what this deck can do. Hopefully we'll see some nice stuff. Also, one other thing that I really wanted to mention, which I almost forgot about, is the addition of Cyber Dragon and the Mega Fleet Dragon in your side deck. These are really great for when you're going second. I just didn't want to do a Kuriboh going second deck for how easy it is for this deck to put up like IP Masquerena and like Appaloosa, along with being able to go into like Avermax and stuff like that with the IP protection. So yeah, overall Cyber Dragon though is really nice in here. You're able to, if your opponent goes first, you can just special summon the Cyber Dragon, and then you can either use your 5-star Twilight or you can steal one of their monsters with the Mega Fleet. So really recommend this little package in the side deck for sure. But anyways, let's get on into this quick little combo tutorial. We have a left arm offering. Oh, and then we have the red-haired Hasty Horse. Honestly, this right here, it does not matter what else we draw. We have the Flute of Summoning Kuriboh. We have a Kuriboh, kind of a brick, and then we have an Instant Fusion for another level 5. So that's really, really cool. I think it would be smart to just hold on to the Instant Fusion. That way, if you had a moment where you really needed the Invoked Raging to put one of your opponent's monsters face down. So there's no reason while we have the option, we can just special summon this red-haired Hasty Horse onto the field. Actually, yeah, and then the Instant Fusion, all that stuff is actually going to go away because of our left arm offering. So what we are going to do is we are going to activate our left arm offering. If you have 2 or more other cards in your hand, banish your entire hand, add 1 spell from your deck to your hand. So we are going to get rid of all of these. So banishing our entire hand here. for Left Arm Offering, and then we are able to get our 5-star Twilight. So this is a really good example of just showing actually like just the 2-card combo, because now I have no other cards in my hand, just to sort of show what this can do. So we're going to use our 5-star Twilight. If the only monster you control is level 5 monster, tribute it, and then you get all of the Kuriboh brothers. So really nice that we only saw one of the Kuribohs. Let's say that we saw both Kuribohs, then we would not really be able to do our shenanigans. So we're searching for Kuriboh, 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 and Kuriboh would be the last one. There he is. So we will get all of them out onto the field. Perfect. Then we're going to use the effect of Kuriboh in order to tribute all of these cards, and then special summon the Babylon from hand, deck, or graveyard, which is really nice that it has the option to pull from the graveyard as well in case you end up discarding it or something. Maybe could give you a little bit more reason actually to play a second copy of Babylon for Left Arm Offering, but I just still really like the one copy because it can be kind of a brick. Then we'll use his effect on board. You can only use one of his effects per turn, but during the main phase or battle phase, return this to the hand. And then if you do, special summon all of these guys back to the field, I think in attack position. Yes, in attack position. Not really a big deal that they're in attack mode though, because we're going to end up just using them for some link plays. I'm going to put Kuriboh over to the side here. So now what we can do, the easiest and most obvious play is just to go into Saryuja, or actually is to go into Appaloosa, but we're going to go into Saryuja just to sort of see if we can stretch our luck. So we need 2+ monsters with different names. These are all treated as Kuriboh cards, but it is still fine to just use them all. They still have their own individual names. So we'll pick up the Saryuja and then use Saryuja's effect. So when he's summoned, we're able to draw 4 cards and then put 1 back to the bottom of the deck. So we get a Kuriboh, a Multiply, a Kuriboh, and then a Kuriboh. So these guys just really don't do much for us. So we're probably just going to put all of these back into the deck. The Multiply is really amazing. There is the one discardy card. Nope, we are just going to send all of these back to the bottom of the deck. We'll keep the Babylon because he is still a nice option for like if we need a big beat stick or something later. But we do have the Multiply. That's why we did want to keep this Kuriboh out here. So we'll tribute the Kuriboh with our Multiply, and then we'll get out all of our Kuriboh tokens, which is absolutely crazy. So we get our 5 monsters with our Kuriboh tokens, and now we can do some nice link summoning. So we'll link away 1 for our Link Spider. We'll link away the 2nd for our Link Kuriboh. And then we can either go into our IP Masquerena in order to give Appaloosa some protection, if we want to go with the Appaloosa route, or we can Mech Knight Crusadia Avramax. Overall, I think Appaloosa is still the better route, so but I want to give it some protection, so we're going to take 2 of these and go for the IP Masquerena, and then we will, since we don't have a detonator or anything, and it would just be nicer to have more negates, we'll still just send all of these, although actually no, we can't with Appaloosa with tokens. So we can still, nope, we are out of options there. I was going to say we could go and burn our relinquished anima, but we still just don't really want to do that. So we will keep one of our tokens here, which we can get rid of our Link Kuriboh later in case our opponent wants to attack our Appaloosa. So we have a 3 negate Appaloosa. And we still have our 1 token over here. We have our Babylon in our hand, which we could special summon with our Saryuja. So we can still do that. So let's special summon our Babylon. So yeah, at this point, it's really up to you if you want to special summon the Babylon off of the Saryuja. I think I would just keep it in my hand. That way it's a good backup play. We're probably going to have more monsters in our graveyard than our opponent, just because we have so many with all of our link plays and stuff that we just did. So it's probably more likely that we have more stuff in our graveyard during our next turn. Then that means that on our next turn, if we were still alive, we would be able to summon out our Babylon, and then send it to get all of these guys back. Otherwise, he would be sitting at, I believe, would he be at 4? He'd be at 3,000 attack if he was on board, plus with the bonus from Saryuja. So I think we're just going to keep him in the hand. Overall, this is how our end board goes. So it was sort of suboptimal to be having to use the Left Arm Offering, but still as a backup, it was It's still very, very nice. We could have probably picked up better cards off of the Saryuja, and then let's say that we could have had like a Detonate sitting on board in case, let's say that we had drawn Detonate and Multiply, then Curry Babylon probably would have gone back into the deck, and then we would have held on to that Detonate as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little combo tutorial. It wasn't too much, but still for a budget deck, it's really awesome that it's able to set up this kind of a board just off of a 2-card combo. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. If you guys are interested in checking out more stuff, more content over on the Patreon, the links to that are also in the description down below. So thank you guys so much for checking this out, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.